Well, what's the crack? We're on episode 2, season 3, Bad Movie Buff podcast. So this week I'm joined by local comedian Soupy Campbell to talk about his favourite film, Friday, the Ice Cube movie from the early 90s, which is one I'd seen before and really enjoyed but hadn't seen in years, so class watching it again. This man knows this film, you'll tell by listening to the episode, like he knows every line word for word. It's unreal. Absolutely class crack recording with him, and hope you enjoy the episode. Cheers. That's us recording now, so I'll fire away here. So welcome to the Bad Movie Buff Bad Movie Buff podcast. Well, welcome to my gaff. How's things?
Oh, good man. Thanks for having me. Really excited to be here. Actually, you know that because we're discussing a film that means a lot to me. We were saying off air there that me and movies, for a man that is involved in, we'll say the creative arts. I'm an extra in Kneecap's movie.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Fuck off. Whereabouts?
So I'm there for like 2 milliseconds in the crowd in the shot in the Spirit store in Dundalk.
Oh, no way.
So there's like a scene where obviously they're just having a concert, and
I'm just closing this over because I will not stop looking at it otherwise.
But so I'm an extra in that, and then I was in a there's a show called The Lovers that was on Sky Atlantic.
Yeah.
And I'm like playing passenger number 3 in it. And I'm on the return flight as well. But so that's what I'm saying. Always like I've done like moving images and stuff in school. Like love films, but I just never watched them.
The Mary Wallopers were there that day in the Spurs store. Yeah. My cousin was Grip on that maybe. Do you know Fergal Hughes?
I do know Fergal. Yeah,
he's my cousin.
Oh, is he? Right, okay.
So he was telling me he was on that day in the Spurs store as well.
Yeah. I actually bumped into him because a mate of mine, the producer of my podcast, Liam, shout out, he was BCam or something on that, or so he was. But so I've been in a couple of things, done extra work obviously, you know what I mean? No like credited stuff, but really love being in front of the camera. I love the whole, even just love watching movies, but I just don't watch any of them. It's weird. I think it's an indecisiveness. It's probably commitment issues. No,
here man, I'm the exact same. That's why the podcast called Bad Movie Buff.
Yeah.
Because I think it's an attention span for me now. We're I'll easily watch anything I've seen over the years, but there's so many fucking bangers I haven't seen. And I couldn't be arse sitting down to watch them.
And you know what it is though, and not to sound like an old man, see, because you can choose to watch anything that was ever made, ever.
100%, that's ruined it.
Gone are the days of coming into school, and if you missed, the episode of The Simpsons last night, hard luck. That's it. You're never seeing it again. Never ever seeing that again. Someone has to describe to you what Homer done.
Yeah.
And you're banking completely on that person's description of that, and you'll never see it again in your life, unless obviously you tune in next week when it's a repeat. But but
are you a Blind Boy fan?
Huge Blind Boy fan.
It's what he kind of talks about. I hate when I say things like this sometimes, but
I literally see 2 Blind Boy books right behind you there too.
Yeah, right. No, me and Aoife both got one each for Christmas from different people.
I went to him last week, 2 weeks ago in Dublin.
Yeah.
And in Vicar Street, and he
Indiana Stones on, was he? Yeah, class.
But I was like, because I didn't know who it was going to be, and then I get down there and he's like, right, we've got a fella here who lifts heavy stones, and I was like, unreal.
Yeah.
It's just mad.
Your man's a legend. I follow him on Instagram and all now, and it's just all his content, just him lifting massive stones.
Just absolute Italian.
But he seems like a good lad, and he's wicked on the banjo as well.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
you're a musician, aren't you?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah. On and off, but he gives it a good whack.
What were you saying? Sorry, but
he's always talking about cultural scarcity. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yes.
Where it's just what you said, where it's if you miss The Simpsons, someone would describe it to you the next day.
Yeah.
Or even there's an episode of Simpsons where they're not allowed to go to the cinema to see the Itchy and Scratchy movie because it's like a punishment, and then they never get to see it. Do you remember that episode?
Yeah, I think I do actually.
It's like Bart he's basically gone unpunished for years, and then the Itchy and Scratchy movies come, and Homer puts his foot down and it's
you're not allowed. Yeah,
you're not going to see
that. That is mad. But see, that's the thing. Now that I can choose to watch any film ever, I just don't it's just so much and then you never know because there's a movie for every mood, even however what am I trying to say, there's a movie for when you're really ecstatically happy, and there's also a movie for when you're 1% less happy than that.
Yeah. You know 100%. Yeah.
So that's why when you asked me what film, I was like, Friday.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about, by the way.
Yeah, Friday. Yeah, it's a laugh though. Like, see, in like a Sunday or something. Like, see if I'm out in the pints on a Saturday,
Yeah.
and I wake up the next morning at like, you know what, you can't sleep when you're hungover. Like,
Yeah.
wake up at about 8, and you're like, okay, I have the full day ahead of me. I'm gonna watch at least 4 movies today.
Yeah.
And you get down here, and then you're just flicking, and then
Yeah.
you eventually pick a movie, and you're like, did I pick the right one here? Like, it's the fucking options. It does my head in. Like,
Do you know what? I don't know if I'm alone in this here, like, but see if someone recommends a movie for me to watch, right?
yeah,
Say someone recommended me Friday, I've never seen it, right?
yeah,
And I go, fuck it, I'll take their recommendation, I'll sit down and watch Friday. Say you recommended Friday for me,
Yeah.
right? And I sit down and put Friday on. The whole film, I'll picture what you looked like when you were watching it. The whole film, I'll go, fuck, I wonder did he like that bit? Is that his favourite bit? You know what I mean? Like, all the time. And it puts me off. I can't do it.
I wish you hadn't said that to me, because I'm afraid I'm gonna do that now.
Like, man, see, it's one of those things you can't unsee or unthink. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
and I just imagine, oh no, it just does my head in. Like, but it, like, it's nothing wrong with me imagining you watch the film, but it just puts me off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I have a wee bit of like, if someone recommends something to me, and I'm always wondering what part they're gonna ask me about first. So
Okay.
people will say like a quote to me sometimes after, and I'd be like, oh, is that in the film? I don't fucking remember that bit, but I
Yeah.
do remember the other bit that was classic, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it is a complete mindfuck. But yes, sorry, fucking welcome to this episode. We're talking about Friday, the Ice Cube movie from 1995. Can you imagine it actually wasn't that? And you're like, no, I was talking about it. I just got a pang of fear about that there. but-
No, it's Friday, 1985, Ice Cube, Chris Tucker.
Yeah, so just a quick overview. So, directed by F. Gary Gray, starring Ice Cube as Craig Jones, Chris Tucker as Smokey. You get Nia Long in there as Debbie, Tom Lister Jr. as Debo, John Witherspoon as the dad, Regina King as Dana Jones, Faison Love as Big Worm. There's too many people to list here. You got Angela Means in there as Felicia,
Unreal.
and Bernie Mac as the pastor. So fucking absolute belter of a cast.
Yeah.
And I had actually seen this one before once
Yeah.
years ago, because it's weird that I have a mug with his face on it, but Shane always used to quote the line in it, you know, when he goes up, he pours a massive bowl of cereal and then runs out of milk, and his dad's like, running under the tap.
Yeah, he's like, you better put some water in that shit. And he's like, but he goes, Craig, Ice Cube Craig is putting all the cereal down in the bin. Something that always annoyed me though, right?
Yeah.
So he gets the cereal, he gets the big bowl of cereal, big plastic bowl, big orange bowl, right? And he fills cereal, and then he gets a carton of milk out of the fridge,
I know what you're gonna say.
and pours the milk in, and is surprised there's none left.
Yeah.
Man, it's a plastic or it's a like cardboard carton.
You should have felt the
You
weight
should
of
have
it,
felt
like,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
But here, that's the first plot hole, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, "What you doing?" He's like, "I'm throwing this away. We ain't got no milk." But he says it as if like someone just passed away. Like,
Yeah.
so sad about it.
Yeah.
But there's so many. Anyone that I know that loves Friday
Yeah.
loves quoting it. Like
Yeah.
even all the wee niche like quotes, niche phrases, you know.
Yeah, well, I specifically remember Shane saying to me, and it's not the dad's line, it's later on when the mom makes herself a lovely breakfast, and he says about cereal, then she just goes, use water. Like that.
Put some water, won't hurt.
So Shane always used to say that, and I used to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, so then we watched it together, and I was like, fuck, that actually is great. Like,
Yeah.
and when I went to stuck it on last night to rewatch it for this, and it was only when I put it on, I was like, that's the only part of the film I remember is the use water line. I was like, what the fuck happens in this film?
Like, it's a non-existent. It doesn't offer anything to the plot at all. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's just
yeah.
that they're skint, I suppose. Like,
So what's your, like, when did you first watch this? Like, what age would it have been?
fuck, I was definitely too young, I imagine. Like,
Yeah.
it must have been around 2008 or so. I was
Yeah.
probably 2008, 2009. I was probably P7 first year. Like,
Right, fuck, early enough then, yeah.
yeah, and because I have an older brother, and then he was kind of like, "I'll watch this." Like, you know, we used to every Saturday we used to go to Video Box.
Oh, fuck, you're hurting me now.
I know.
It makes me sad, like, yeah.
And my dad would take me and my brother down, and Video Box to Galaxy Caramels
Oh,
up to
bag of butter kissed. But
that
that was the only popcorn you could get back
Yeah.
then, and it was like toffee flavour.
toffee,
Like,
yeah, it was unbelievable too. Stuck to everything in the house, but the remote was fucked. Remote was, oh god, it's like Velcro.
Yeah.
But sorry, I need to stop clicking that pen in case people can hear that.
You're grand.
But yes, so we used to do that, and we didn't actually watch Friday with that. There was a couple of films that somehow my brother convinced my dad to get, and
Yeah.
so he used to get a film as well, and like him and my mom would watch it downstairs, and me and my brother would watch ours upstairs, like right. And there's a couple of films that were like vague enough that you didn't know really what the plot was, like, but one of them somehow we got away with. I had no idea, was Kevin and Perry.
Right, fuck yeah.
I was way too young.
100%. I don't think anyone was the right age when they watched that.
I'm still too young for it. You know what I mean? Like,
I think when that came out, if you had have been maybe about 20, I could be completely wrong here, and someone's going to listen to this and tell me to shut the fuck up. But I imagine if you had have been like 20 watching that, you would have been like, "What is this shit?" Like, but as a kid, you're like, "Oh, look at him."
You say like, "Look at the man there riding."
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I remember like, fuck. But I remember watching it. But obviously, my dad didn't know. Like, I think because we used to spend ages in video box.
Yeah,
probably with the indecisiveness choosing movies. It's always been a thing.
Yeah, but you had to. That was a good thing back then. You had to commit. You don't have to commit now.
Because
like.
your dad's going, "Come on, to fuck."
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So, sorry. So I don't think, but that's kind of where when I used to watch a lot of films and stuff. And then Friday, I think my uncle just recommended it or something, or he was quoting it and just said I have to watch it or whatever. And then I think my brother got it up like pirated it or something, you know. And then we just watched it, and just ever since then, it's my comfort food movie.
Class.
Like we watched it there probably a couple months ago. We watched Friday next Friday, and Friday after next.
Yeah.
Back to back in one night. And
what are the sequels like?
Sequels are unreal.
I've never seen them at all.
Sequels are great. Now Smokey's not in both of them because Smokey didn't get paid. Chris Tucker apparently didn't get paid still to this day for Friday. Fuck. So there was a discrepancy with his pay or something. And by discrepancy I mean he didn't get any. Apparently, you know, allegedly. But just in case Ice Cube comes after me. But Cube Vision I think is his fucking his
production company. Alright.
But so Smokey's not in it, but they write him out very well. And then like Craig goes to the cousin's house, and the cousin and his dad are two mad characters, and all it's great. Dede, who plays? What do you call your man that plays Dede in Friday? In next Friday, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to Google this because this would annoy me. He won't give me.
And is Dede like the equivalent of Smokey? Like, is he the? He's not obviously like a direct recasting, but he's like the spiritual successor. He's
the silly, you know,
sidekick type.
Yeah,
thing.
silly sidekick, played by Mike Epps.
Who's has anything else?
I'll get a photo of him here for you. You'd 100% know him.
Let me see him. Oh yeah, he's familiar. Yeah.
But sorry. So they kind of recasting, like a spiritual recasting kind of thing, where he's kind of the silly character that's mad, and Ice Cube is the kind of, you know, the straight down the line hero, but he's also a bit of a fool as well, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, fair enough. But I really enjoyed the rewatch last night. It was me and Aoife watch. Aoife watches most of these films with me, like, because she's always interested to watch something new, like. But I don't think she was anywhere near as up in it as I was, like. But one, I don't think I've ever seen her laugh so much in a movie in my life. At the Da in this, like,
unreal. John Witherspoon, isn't it?
Yeah, John. Yeah, fuck. Cheat sheet, but this is like I've said to everyone, like, and it's shit now that I'm fucking doing the video of this because no one could ever see me looking at the cheat sheet now. But fucking John Witherspoon as the Da in this, like, is the fucking funniest cunt on the planet. Like,
so good.
The opening scene, because he was one of those ones, like, I never really knew too much about him till he died. It was like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And then everyone was sharing all the clips from Friday. But the bit where he was watching the movie in his bedroom or something, and it's like a dog chase a postman, and he's like, "Run, postman!"
And he's like, "He gonna get your ass, Mr. Postman."
Fucking
so
unbelievable. Like,
he's sitting he's sitting lying on his stomach with his wee feet kicking behind him and all, like a child. It's so good. And he gets Craig to go get him the water. Yeah. And he drops the ice and all, and he tastes it. But see, his acting is so good. See his physical acting, John Witherspoon. Yeah. See even the whole tremor and shaking thing he has going on.
And the way he eats and all is very
it's so good.
Class.
But whenever he catches Craig in the kitchen eating shit, he's like, "Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen. Eating up all the food, in the goddamn refrigerator." Right? So good. But so I've watched different versions of this here film, because there's like an extended cut or a director's cut or whatever. Yeah. But there's some bits that you notice are a tiny bit different, like, so he'll go on to, like, he'll start naming foods, like all the pig feet, all the hog.
That's the one we watched, like, yeah.
But there's like different versions I've seen where, like, he names way more food. No, it's unbelievable. It's so good. But he is such a great character. Yeah. He is in both the sequels as well.
Oh, good stuff, yeah.
And he's great in both of them.
And here, as a guy, so you obviously have your own podcast now. Too Many Cooks.
Too Many Cooks.
Yeah. Sorry, just when you said that, did you ever see a video on Adult Swim like 10 years ago? Too Many Cooks.
So you know what's fucking annoying, right? So that was lodged in my memory, right?
Yeah.
And I do remember watching it, and it's mad, right? Fucked up, right? But I do remember watching it, and then when I was thinking of this podcast, like this podcast has been on, it's been, it's been in the making for months, like, and I kind of just, a lot of things need to come together, and a lot of different, even location and whatever, a lot of different things. I've got a producer, it's all that, right? And I was going to call it Too Many Chefs, right?
Yeah, Too Many Cooks sounds better.
Too Many Cooks, exactly. Yeah. And then there was also an establishment in Uri called Two Chefs.
Oh yeah, right.
And I was like, just because it was just near, I don't know why. I actually asked Leanne before the first episode. I still hadn't had the name. I was like, Too Many Chefs, Too Many Cooks. I don't know. But then the phrase is Too Many Cooks spoil the broth. It's not Too Many Chefs. So I went, fuck it, Too Many Cooks. And then when I was editing, I was making the Spotify, I was making the YouTube, I'd done all that, and typed in Too Many Cooks to YouTube to find my own thing, and the Adult Swim video came up, and I just went, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's good in the sense that like only like a fucking internet creature like me will remember that. Like it's not as if it's the first thing to come to most normal people's heads.
But,
like
but it was like I typed in Too Many Cooks to see if I could find my own podcast. Like obviously with 0 views, I was never going to find it. But just in general, and I seen the video, and as soon as I seen it, it all just came back to me. I was like, oh no, I fucked it. So I ended up skipping through it and being like, I put myself in bad form. I was like, fuck it. And I had already got the graphics and all made. I just went fuck it. But here, not that not that I'm trying to fucking compete with that video, but it was just funny that video, which is mad, is
fucked up. Like, but here, everyone check out Too Many Cooks. So there's only one episode out at the moment with Leanne McCooey.
With Leanne McCooey was on the pilot episode. Yeah, we made some pancakes. It was great.
Look good. You fucked the bacon up big time.
I fucked the bacon up big time. Really no, I did. But that's the point, right? And I want to say this. I want to have them fucking on record, right? I am a good cook, right? I'm not amazing, but I'm a good cook. I know what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
See, trying to talk and cook at the same time.
Oh, is your head is it tough? Is it like
disaster?
Fried.
Because and I'm also
sorry.
Yeah, no, here that's great. I'm also trying to think, right, what does the audience hear? What does the audience see?
Yeah.
What conversation am I holding? Am I listening to them? And also, oh fuck, this is burning kind of thing. So I'm trying to do all these things. So I'm either cooking and not listening, or listening and not cooking.
Yeah.
So I need to get better at it or whatever. But that's kind of the subtext of the name Too Many Cooks.
Yeah.
The broth will be spoiled.
Yeah,
kind of thing,
fair enough. No, well, as I was saying to you before we started recording there, like I'm about 3/4 of the way through because I only watch YouTube when I'm eating. So like every time I'm eating, I'm sticking it on and getting about 15 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying it. Like,
thank
so
you, man.
that hasn't come across at all. That you're like trying to think of what you focus on or anything. But you're saying as well, you got that. I cook bacon like that. The water way, like and Andy cooks,
cooks,
And then I think did you mention Kenji Lopez as well?
Class.
Man's a god, like isn't he?
He's the godfather of YouTube cooking. Like 100%.
Like, and all he does strap like a GoPro on his head.
I love those old videos where he make like late night chilaquiles, right?
Oh,
and you can just hear him into the microphone and like half cut, right? You half cut, and he's actually sober now. Fair play to him, but.
Did he have a problem with it, did he?
Yeah, I think he just loved an old sup, like, you know.
Fuck, sure.
But, so he would just make late night munch, and it'd be like a 5-minute video of him just making something like a fucking omelette or something, and I'm like, this is the greatest content ever to exist, like, and it was just him with a GoPro on his head, but all like
and feeding his dog and all
feeding
after,
the dog,
like,
I know, fucking hell, but that's where the kind of the inspiration come from. Like, love food, love talking shite, so I was like, why not just do both? Like,
no, it's a great idea, and there's nothing. There doesn't, but this is what it is. Like, I love podcasts, and I make sure I listen to as many like local podcasts as I can before actually going to the other ones. Like, and as far as I know, there's nothing like yours at the moment, is there? Like locally, I mean, like
to my knowledge, the only other one, comedian does cooking kind of thing is Bert Kreischer's.
Something's burning.
Wee Dirties, Wee Dirties. That's more of a food review thing. Kieran Bartlett does on his Patreon, Smells Bitchin'.
Oh yeah,
which is a play on Hell's Kitchen.
Oh fuck, that's good, man.
Yeah. So I was doing that on his Patreon.
Yeah.
And I watched a few episodes of it. It was great as well. So shout out Kieran Bartlett. But
Something Burning's good as well.
Something's Burning is good as well. But in terms of like, I just really wanted to have something that was different, and then also it kind of gives people, it's kind of the Hot Ones effect, right? Because if I tell you to chop an onion and I'm asking you questions, it's kind of the thing I'm talking about. If you're kind of not really concentrating on what you're saying. You might be a bit more vulnerable, a bit more open, and you know what I mean.
Takes you out of your head.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm going for as well, and also just you know what I mean, like. Cook food, talk shite, and eat food. Like, what else do you want?
Like,
you know what I mean? Like,
fucking no, it's good. Like, keep it up. Like,
thank you, man.
And I was saying, keep it up. Like, see, I was saying to you before recording as well. Just even introducing video to this has made me so anxious about learning how to fucking edit. Like, it's you don't realize the amount of fucking work that goes in behind the scenes of these.
So much work. Like, I've got 3 cameras. And which is insane. 3 cameras.
It's like a sitcom. Like.
Yeah, I know it is. I swear to God. I got a laugh track and all in the background when I make shite jokes. But 3 cameras. I've got 2 lav mics. I've got a shotgun mic above.
Yeah.
And then I've got like see even audio. Like I'm learning so much on the fly. Like you know, what I mean? So that's why the audio. There's a couple of audio issues in the first episode. Just is what it is. Like you know. Yeah. But I am getting better, and it's a learning curve. But that's what I'm saying. I think I'm aiming for an episode every 2 weeks.
Okay. That's fair.
Which I think. In terms of to build an appetite, pun obviously intended, for the podcast, like I don't know, I just think waiting every 2 weeks, like it gives you 2 weeks to watch an hour long because you kind of not that you need to watch it. I'm putting it in Spotify, but it's preferable to watch it because there's some really nice fucking close-up shots and stuff and stuff.
100%. Like
so, folks, check out Too Many Cooks. I would really appreciate it if you show some love and
to all my 4 listeners out there.
Yeah, well, here it's 4 more than I have currently. So,
but no, definitely check it out. It's quality. Like,
Thank you.
Need to finish that first episode. Like, but that's what I meant to ask you. Like, so that's why I do this in seasons because I will not have the consistency to do 1 a week. And,
which is so good,
or even 2 weeks. Like you know,
smart though because I noticed you on the seasons and I was like, that's great because it's a scarcity.
Yeah,
but at the same time, you know what I mean.
People miss me and all.
But that's kind of the thing that you do kind of need to make yourself scarce to have people wanting more, if that makes sense. Because there's too much of something. Like if it's just I don't know. I just think it's a smart thing to do, and you'd rather full ass one thing than half ass many.
That's it. Yeah, that's Ron Swanson line, is it?
Is it?
Yeah, from Parks and Rec. Ever watch that? No.
It's another one where someone recommended me and all I could do was think about the person who recommended me when I was watching it.
Very good. His line is it's something along the lines of like, don't half-ass many things, whole-ass one thing. Like,
it makes sense. Like, you know.
There you go. Yeah. Here, fucking Friday. Let's get back into it.
Yes, of course.
Tangent. Yeah, so I didn't realise, like, I'm a bad man for, like, as soon as the movie's over, sometimes during a movie, if I'm not enjoying it that much, I whip out IMDb while it's on just to fucking have a wee fiddle. Like. But I watched this entire thing, IMDb came after. F. Gary Gray, the director, are you familiar with much of his work?
That was actually his directorial debut.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying? I think he directed... one of the Fast and Furious, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it was the Fate.
One of the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, he directed Furiosa, I think. He was one of those ones, like, so when I always find when you're watching like a film like from the 90s that has like a cult following, and you look at the director, 9 times out of 10 it's like, oh, they directed like 2 shit things after this, and that was the height of it. He's fucking still at it. Like, so
there was a film recently he directed that I actually remember looking up and immediately forgot. But there's a lot of films that were really popular and like blockbuster. Like, you know, like what was it? I can't even mind. But this was his debut, and here, come out of the gate swinging.
Unbelievable, yeah. The big one that surprised me, and it actually made me sad when I realised this yesterday. He directed Straight Outta Compton, the NWA biopic.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
And then what made me sad was that came out 10 years ago.
Oh
yeah,
man! I remember being so excited for that.
It was great. I really enjoyed it.
I've always loved like rap music, right? And you know, I suppose black culture as a byproduct, a la, Friday.
Yeah.
Right? And I was always trying to tell people in school, like, listen to this, watch this, blah, blah, blah. And they're all like, obviously people are just maybe like, no, I want to listen to fucking, Cascada and all, right? Which here, also, on a separate note, cracking, right?
Yeah.
But I remember kind of when rap started to become pop. Yeah. That makes sense. Now, like, rap is the new, it's on all the charts, like, whatever. But that kind of was creeping in about 10 years ago, and I remember more and more people, like, I'm by no means saying that, what is the hipster thing? Like, I was watching it before everyone else was.
No,
it's not that, but it's just, I always enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I loved, because I was like, I can't wait for this to come out in cinemas, because what I've been telling everyone for years about NWA and Ice Cube and all, like, Dr. Dre, where he came from and all this stuff.
Yeah.
You're going to see it now,
right enough.
And, great film. I really enjoyed Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah,
really
I loved it. I seen the cinema and all. So like, would you like in terms of hip hop? Is it like strictly like golden age '90s stuff you would listen
It
to?
used to be for a long time. For my mantra for years was, if it's not Biggie or Tupac, go fuck yourself kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
but now anything like I'd be listening to Young Thug and all, and you haven't a clue what the man's saying, but it's unbelievable kind of thing,
Yeah.
But my brother James all loved Tupac, and I hated that he loved it. He would have the top off and rapping and all, and I hated it. Like just when I was young, like I don't know if you have any siblings or whatever. But you just kind of got annoyed or whatever,
Oh, I'm the youngest of 6. Yeah.
No, well, see, yeah, there you go. Like, so you know what I mean. Anything they done just immediately wind you up, even if they were just enjoying themselves.
Yeah,
like,
no,
state of you enjoying yourself and all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I remember because he loved Tupac. I love Tupac, like, but
Yeah.
he put a Biggie song on one time, and I was like, shade. I was like, oh fuck, that's unreal. You know, in my head I was like, oh no, and sold ever since. Like,
good stuff. See, it's
So-
weird. Like I would say I'm massive into hip hop, and probably didn't get there till I like maybe was in uni. So like fucking 14 years ago or something. And I think NWA was probably my way in. But it's weird because I don't count. Like I used to love 50 Cent and all, but I think that was popular music back then. Like
You're right, but 50 Cent was one of the first albums I ever got. First album I ever got was Linkin Park, Meteora.
oh yeah,
Right.
yeah, very good.
Unbelievable. And
Yeah.
then 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying was after that.
Yeah.
But
I had the PS2 game and all of that. Like
was it Blood in the Sand?
no, that was the
No, it
sequel.
was the second one, wasn't
Yeah.
it? First one, unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It was
good.
class, but I reckon if I played it now, I'd last like 5 minutes. But what the fuck?
What is this shite? Like-
what fucked me off about it so much was I remember you could get like if you got good enough at the game, you could like buy his songs to play while you're playing. So like you have 50 Cent songs in
Yeah.
it, but a lot of the game was going in and out of buildings, and every time you opened a door and a loading screen come up, the song would start from the start again.
Oh, really? I didn't
so you'd
know that.
always hear like the first 30 seconds of the song, and then you'd be like, fuck off.
I
if I hear
remember-
Hustler's Ambition intro once more, I'm gonna fucking lose the plot here. Like
Yeah. That's actually I don't remember that. That's something that I remember, but I do remember unlocking the songs as you go. But I remember unlocking Wanksta, right?
yeah.
And like, my mom and dad would come upstairs sometimes to like, just give a vague interest in what we're doing. Like, oh, what game are you playing? No, just and having a clue what's going on. But
Yeah.
I was choosing the song to put on or something. I think there was in the menu to unlock it. And I was like, look, just playing this here. And she read the screen and was like, what the fuck is that? Wanksta. Not even, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
But what were we talking about there?
NWA and hip-hop.
NWA, yeah. So you started listening to NWA.
Yeah, I remember literally like one of the boys had a MacBook filled with tunes, like, and he's always been
Yeah.
into hip hop, like, so I remember like seeing "Fuck the Police" and
Yeah.
being like, "Oh, I've heard that's a song. I'll stick it on here," and being like, "That's a fucking banger!" Like, why am I waiting until I'm 19 to hear this? So got
Yeah.
mad into NWA, and then from there, just living with your man, like Kendrick Lamar, fucking like A$AP Rocky, just
Yeah.
everyone. Like, so
Everyone.
now I'm still mad, and I like every type of music. But I think hip hop's probably the main genre at the moment that's still doing like really experimental mad stuff, like,
Yeah,
other than
yeah.
maybe electronic and stuff.
It is the
like,
new punk at the same time. It's the new pop and it's the new punk simultaneously because you've got underground rappers like, obviously I hate to quote like to be like, oh, look at me, so niche. Like, but if you've heard of MF Doom, like I imagine, like,
yeah, I don't like him.
you don't like him.
Don't know why. Just could never get into him.
And that's completely fair because it's just a wee bit left field. And
Yeah.
that's it. And that's fine. But that's what I mean. Like, you've still got, it's still experimental. So you've still got like the underground, you know what I mean? It's weird. But you were saying there about, listen for the first time. Like, I remember I had an MP3 player. Remember, like, maybe small
Oh, yeah,
stick
like the wee
thing, right?
USB
The wee
ones,
USB
like,
one.
yeah.
And my brother put on a load of just rap music onto this MP3 player. And I was about primary 6, right?
Yeah.
And I was walking about the playground in primary school listening to 50 Cent's album, right?
Yeah.
And I remember it was just such a weird feeling because it was such a new thing, like, to be able to listen to music. Like, I could hear that and you can't.
Yeah.
Weird, you know?
I know what you mean.
And
yeah.
but like, I remember walking around being like, the teacher doesn't know I'm listening to bold words. And like many men coming on and gunshots and all, like, you know what I mean? It's fucking insane. Like,
You probably felt like the most badass child in primary school. there, didn't you?
I remember I had it in my top pocket of my shirt and I felt like the fucking Don. Like, it was unbelievable.
Oh man, yeah, that's unreal. Those wee MP3 players brings back memories. You could always fit like 1.5 albums on them.
Yeah.
Class.
So good.
But yeah, so obviously this movie's heavily influenced by hip hop culture back in the 90s. Like, back to the director, like F. Gary Gray. So he actually, the filming locations for this is where he grew up. You might have this in your notes as well.
Nope, didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so see the house where Debo knocks out DJ Pooh, your boy DJ Pooh plays.
Yeah.
And launches him into the air. That's outside his childhood home.
Is it?
Yeah, the director's childhood home. Like,
so they're playing shooting dice or something outside, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Red is the name of the character DJ Pooh plays.
Is it Red?
Yeah. And I think it is. Yeah, I think it is Red. And the phrase he's like, I'm gonna ask for my bike back, and then he's like, it's my bike now, punk. But he's like, I'll just keep it in my house. It's like both ours, Yeah. And I just love how menacing Debo is the whole
He's
time.
so scary.
And then when Red appears on Craig's front porch later on, and the
black
size
eye
of his eye, and they're like, that's where the viral moment comes from, which is unbelievable.
That's when they both do the lean back.
Yeah, and that's still today. You'll see that today still.
100%,
which is crazy. But I remember people using that when memes were sort of first a thing in secondary school. I remember people using that, and bye Felicia. Remember even the phrase bye Felicia?
I have heard that so many times. I have a group of friends that always say that, and never picked up on that.
You didn't know
that's where it's from until last night.
Did you know the rage that was flowing through my veins whenever like people were saying that in secondary school, and I'm trying to go, that's from Friday, no Friday, like one of them. And you don't want to be that guy, but you also want to be like, know your history,
Yeah, man, I completely get that. Like, it's just what you're saying earlier. Like, it's like a constant battle of trying not to sound like a hipster wanker, but also being like, no, you just don't appreciate the source, like,
But it's kind of just like, there's so much more in that, like, you know what I mean? I think people deserve to know where these things come from as well.
Yeah.
But also people just like to say bye Felicia because it's funny.
It is.
So
funny,
it took me a while to be like, let's people say it. You know what I mean? Let people just do that, and no one needs to know that I watched it years ago. You know what I mean? Like, no one needs to know that. But it annoyed me. It did.
Speaking of that scene with the bike, did you spot Michael Clark Duncan in that scene?
No.
Do you know the John Coffey from the Green Mile?
Yes, sorry, I did. Yeah. And he's while they're playing dice in the black and white footage.
Just a random boy shooting dice. I was like, oh fuck, I don't remember him being in this. He must come back into it later. No, that's the only fucking scene he's in. Like,
just a cameo. But I didn't know that was outside F. Gary Gray's house.
Yeah,
that's
childhood home. Like,
man, there you go.
Cool.
I suppose South Central Los Angeles, like, isn't it? So that's
So
man, I didn't know.
There was a lot of mad stuff about where they filmed it because it was South Central. But one of the things was that they were in Crip territory, so none of the cast or crew could wear any red in case they got fucking attacked.
Which makes complete sense. It probably explains why Smokey's wearing a blue top the whole time.
Yeah,
maybe in a way.
You'd be shitting yourself, like,
brutal.
Here, don't wear red, like, you stand there United top, like.
I know, somebody in a city top, no bottom. But I actually read one time, I seen some discourse on the old Bird app, whatever it's called now, right?
Bird app?
Yeah, the Bird app.
Twitter. Right, sorry.
But I seen some discourse on it one time. They were talking about, it's not safe to come to LA and etc. But they were talking about like so hats are apparently a big thing, right?
Yeah.
Certain teams mean certain. There's certain branches, I suppose, for lack of a better phrase, of the Crips and Bloods that wear like certain teams' hats, but they're not red or blue. They're a black hat with like an A on it, which is some team or whatever.
Oakland Athletics.
It's something, right?
The only reason I know is because I have that hat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Here. You heard it here first. Bad Movie Buff is gang affiliated. But
yeah, thing where
yeah, I can actually. I can.
Go on, do it for the camera. There.
Well, do it for the camera.
It's not cool because you have to set it up now. There you go. That's unbelievable, but yeah.
I got a photo of me one time.
We're so white, like.
So white. Here. I'm not gang affiliated, put it that way. But I got a photo one time. We were out on a night out, and me and a mate of mine, shout out Connor, love rap music, like, and we love the lore of all the rap music, and like, we used to be really, really like detailed about it, where I could have told you how many fucking albums, or no, how many units like Travis Scott sold in the first week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
225,000. Don't worry about it.
Is it? Yeah,
I think so. I'm near sure, but I'm nearly certain. And there's 230k, I think. Whatever. But we were getting a picture taken on it out one time, and I just done the blood symbol for a laugh, like just for a laugh, and then I just realised I was wearing a blue shirt, and I was like, that's just so completely, you know what I mean? Yeah, not that anyone knows or cares, but it was just a funny juxtaposition, I suppose.
Fair enough. Yeah, sorry, IPR interrupted you. What were you saying about so like the neutral coloured hats, like for certain sport teams, are still affiliated for Bloods or Crips.
They're just I think it's just some like it's like certain areas or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but I remember being like, if I ever go to California, I'm just not going to wear a hat. You know what I mean? Not going to wear a hat. Don't wear a hat or red or blue on your eye. You know what I mean? But I remember people being like, are you taking the piss that this is like, because it's so detailed, and if you don't know, like, you could just get
100%.
Now
you always hear those initiation kind of things as well, where it's like, to get into either gang, it's like, if you're a Blood, go out and kill someone wearing blue and stuff like that.
Crazy.
Is that true? Like, is it, or do you think that sounds a bit
I think
mythology in that? Like?
Yeah, there's definitely some sort of folklore involved in that. But I think as a whole, gang initiations definitely are a thing. What's called like earning your stripes and all. Like, so probably is elements of it that are true. Like, but it's scary, and it is mad though that, like, so to bring it back to the Friday, I suppose, or to bring it back to like even media in general, like, we get a diluted version. Like, there's no, like, it comes back to cultural scarcity. Two boys from Newry know about like, I have no business knowing about the Bloods or Crips.
No, yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%,
like, we have no business knowing that.
Yeah.
And it's just mad, but that's where media comes from, and that's where it's like, or that's where like the cultural importance or significance of art or, you know, movie. Like, I look at that and go, fuck, Friday's a laugh, and like, fucking Ice Cube's so funny, and then I look at it a bit more and be like, oh fuck, here, that was really, must have been really tough for him. You know, like, but you know what I mean? All of a sudden I'm empathizing with a rapper. You know? It's insane.
I know what you mean. Like, because it's weird. Like, I remember it's kind of similar to that. Like, I remember I caught myself once like saying to Aoife, I was like, God love Ariana Grande, and she's like, why the fuck are you saying that? Like, and I was just thinking to myself about some of the shit she's been through with the fucking Manchester bomb, and obviously, like, it was her fans that were victims of that, and then her and like Pete Davidson, didn't he try to like kill himself or something?
Mac Miller died.
Mac Miller died when they're going out, and I just like said that out of the blue one day, and Aoife was like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Then they explain it, and it's not as funny when you explain it out. Like, but
no, but it's still just out of context. Oh, God love Ariana Grande, and Aoife going, who's Ariana Grande? Oh, you know, Geraldine's wee one. You know?
She's from the Croft, you know. But yeah, so like the fact that was actually filming territories where these gangs operated is a bit fucking terrifying.
Active still as well, like,
one of the scenes in the film as well, do you remember the scene where it's like a flashback? I love the fact that all the flashbacks are in black and white as well.
Yeah, great.
But there's like a flashback for Smokey in the back of the car with the two Mexican guys, and they end up giving him angel dust to smoke. But if you look closely in the background, there's two boys sitting on a wall, and the problem with that was that they were just sitting in the wall of their own house, and the director was like, oh, here, we're filming here, you can't be in this, and they're like, fuck off, like,
hard luck.
And he was like, oh, well, you know, if you want, we can put you in the movie another stage if you just get out of this scene. And they're like, nah. And he's like, we'll actually pay you a load of money if you don't like sit in your wall. And they're like, nah, we're good. Like, so
which is mad. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so to this day they're still in the background of the film, like.
That's mad. And the thing was with that shot or that scene was it needed to be like, because it is a wee bit creepy the way they're just sitting smoking angel dust where he thinks it's weed, and they're just by themselves. It kind of like Smokey's isolated, and that's how he ends up in the pigeon coop and all. You know what I mean? Which is so funny. Him twitching like fucking in the pigeon coop.
The wee shoulder twitch.
And he's like, what he say? He says something like, only person that could help me was my mama. You know, it's unbelievable.
One of the things that struck me about this watching it, so bringing it back to the dad, and we're saying earlier on about how he died like a year or two ago, the actor that played him,
John Witherspoon.
Witherspoon, fuck, I'm shit.
That's all good. It's all good. I hear. Only I googled this, but like the names and all, bro. It's fresh in my head. You done this last night, so don't worry about
it. So the like while I was watching it, I was like saying to Aoife, I was like, oh, he actually died recently, and then Debo come on screen, and I was like, oh, he actually died recently enough as well, and then Bernie Mac, well, it wasn't recently, like, but 10 years ago,
you know, in recent memory, I suppose.
And then Michael Clark Duncan, all dead before their time, like. And I was like, why is there so many fucking.
So the thing is as well with I'm really, really trying not to make that John Witherspoon comment, like dead with a spoon with a knife, you know, that fucking Reese Witherspoon shit joke. But I couldn't help the cogs turning there, I'm sorry. But the thing was John Witherspoon, so apparently they were meant to make Ice Cube pitched last Friday. Like, I actually seen something about this recently, like a few days ago. But yeah, he pitched to Paramount or something for last Friday, and it apparently was going to be in the works and all. And then John Witherspoon died in the middle of I don't think it was being shot or whatever, but it was in the middle of the wheels were turning for it
or something like
So which is unfortunate. But I really hope that they could do a last Friday, and I do think that they will do the series justice. I feel like if Ice Cube is a creative mind behind it, it will be good because. A lot of these things, even like you think even posthumous albums and stuff, you go, it's good, but it's not. It's hard to tell if that's exactly the artist's intention, kind of thing. So not that Ice Cube's dead, but you know what I mean. Sometimes some of these big companies can take over and go, let's do a reboot of fucking Mickey Mouse, you know what I mean, and then it's just shite,
just pump it out for the cash.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
But yeah, so when I was reading up the IMDb trivia, I actually, believe it or not, to take my own wee notes before I look up the trivia and just cheat sheet that. But I had written that down about how many of them were actually dead now, and then it was in the IMDb trivia as well. But there was additional names in the trivia from the sequels, so there's like maybe 3 or 4 more people on that list, and the sequels had all died before their time.
Fuck.
Bernie Mac's a funny bastard, isn't he?
So good. As a comedian, just as a person, just so funny. His scene is amazing,
unreal,
and even his character, what is it when he comes over, he's like, put this shit out, here come the pest, and then he's like, Sister Jones in. He sings when he's talking, it's unbelievable, just classic pastor. Sister Jones in? Nope, neither's Brother Jones. And he's like, yeah, give me some of that for my cataract.
Yeah,
what does Smokey say? You didn't put in on this, man. Bro, I could quote this all day, I swear to God. But the bit that I love, now I'm going to refrain from saying the last word for obvious reasons, but he's like, what we call drugs in 74th Street Baptist Church, we call it sinners singing. Around here, sin y'all in the Western, we call this here a little 2020.
That's great, man.
Word, but see that bit just makes me laugh so much because there's no call for them just to have essentially a fucking a hymn battle, in the middle of it. Oh, it's just such a really, really funny scene. And then Miss Parker, the
one out water in the garden,
who's I suppose the mutual love interest of everybody in the film, I suppose. They're like, oh look, she's bending over, and Bernie Mac says, he goes, the Lord is my shepherd, he know what I want. Just runs straight over.
He's unbelievable.
So he ends up bucking her and all here.
Such a big impact on the film for such a small
role.
Yeah,
100%. But Bernie Mac in general, just everything he touched turned to gold. It was so good. He played it. He was just so good.
Yeah, unreal. It's mad the fact that because the plot of this film is just so simplistic in the sense that it's just 2 boys smoking joints out in the front garden, and all these characters are coming past, and then the plot kind of forms out of that. And the director and Ice Cube, when they're writing this, apparently based it off Clerks. Did you ever see Clerks, Kevin Smith?
No.
It's where Jay and Silent Bob first came from.
Oh, right, okay.
So I've actually never seen it. I'm acting as if I had seen it there, but it's essentially just bunch of people hanging around a shop all day just talking shit to each other.
I've seen I don't know if it is from Clerks or Jane, Silent Bob, but they're singing about smoking weed. Fuck, imagine that.
My Jungle Love, is it that one?
No, it's the one fuck, my cousin was singing it one time. It's something about rolling blunts or something. I can't even fucking remember.
Rolling blunts and smoking blunts. That one. They're outside a shop.
Yeah. Is that the same one you're on?
Yeah. At the end, he goes, "My Jungle Love, oh we." Again, I've never seen this. I don't know why I know this.
It's lodged in there somewhere. You know what I mean? I didn't know that was at the end, but that's okay. That's interesting.
I think that's from Clerks. Because there's so many fucking films where they're in it as side characters. Because Kevin Smith, that plays Silent Bob, is the writer and director of all these films. So he's Clerks 1 and 2. Did you ever see Dogma?
No.
It's fucking weird. It's very good though. It's essentially I'm gonna say the cast of Dogma out loud now. It's fucking Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Alan Rickman, Chris Rock, and it's essentially about these 2 fallen angels played by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are trying to get into hell, and then they're going around killing everyone, and then Alan Rickman and I forget who plays the main character, the woman in it, are going around trying to find them and stop them. But Jay and Silent Bob are along for the trip as well.
That kind of reminds me of the film. What do you call that film? Oh my God. What do you call that film? It's kind of 2 boys that die and they're trying to get into heaven and there's a whole big handling.
Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yeah, unbelievable. Like,
What a film. That
Oh.
is probably, that I will always remember that. Just lodged in there.
Alex Winter and Keanu, but yeah, watched them all again recently because a new one came out there during COVID. So
Right.
yeah, there was Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and then the third one, which is like the Legacy sequel, came
Yeah.
out, and it was Bill and Ted Face the Music, and it was actually fucking great.
Yeah.
Like, it was surprisingly good for a Legacy sequel.
I love, are they called buddy comedies? Is that what you call them? Really?
Yeah.
See, even like Harlan Kumar.
Unreal. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
And so you're saying about Friday, like a lot of, usually, like, because buddy comedies kind of go against the grain, in my opinion, or limited knowledge of
Well, I'd say out of all the ones that we're specifically talking about are probably more stoner comedies than
stoner
buddy
comedies. You're
but
right. Yeah.
they're a
But
bit
yeah,
of
buddy
both, like-
comedies more kind of like what do you call the Mark Wahlberg, two cops fucking situation. What do you call the one?
They're fucking.
Mark Wahlberg. What do you fucking
Oh,
call it?
yes.
Mark
Why am I
Wahlberg.
forgetting it now?
And what do you call your man that's really popular? And
The other guys.
The other guys.
Yeah.
What do you call the other
Will
actor?
Ferrell, like.
Will Ferrell. I fucking
Like,
forget
some
that.
of these microphones make you forget, man.
Yeah, of course. But but stoner comedies, yeah, huge. And what I love about stoner comedies, actually, you're right, it's not buddy comedy. Stoner comedy is that plots in films are things happen to these two characters and they just react to them,
Yeah.
which is great. But
Yeah.
in other genres or kind of styles of or plots or whatever, it needs to be the main character is the driving force. Whereas like it feels like everything else is happening around these characters and they're kind of
Yeah.
just reacting and
Right.
things
enough,
are just
actually.
happening and it's their reaction that's funny and what makes it.
Yeah.
But they're not driving any plot. They're
No, yeah. They're just observing. Like,
observing. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good, yeah.
But I just noticed that. You know
That's
what I mean?
really good observation. I've never picked up on that. Like,
Yes.
because, like, especially those examples we use, like, Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, or is it Harold and Kumar get the munchies? It's called in the UK.
Yeah.
It's literally just them going to get a takeaway, like, and then
Yeah.
all this mad shit's
Mash
happening
happens
to them.
riding a
Like,
tiger and all. You know what I mean? But that's
yeah.
what I mean. It's just things are happening and they just react to it, and then by reacting to it, they are driving the plot, but they're not
Yeah.
like taking control over it at any stage. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which I kind of I don't know why I'm not going to psychoanalyze it why I love them in particular, but just
Yeah.
like I just think it's great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially the stoner comedies. Like So I remember even, watching them smoking weed, and obviously when I watched it fucking years and years ago, I had no idea, I knew what weed was, but didn't have any idea like what it was like or whatever.
Probably thought it was like a real hard drug back then.
100%.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
everyone, or like back in the day growing up here, used to be like, oh, like
Weed?
like
What?
heroin, like, you
Yeah,
know,
100%. I remember-
he's smoking drugs.
I remember someone told me that like someone we knew smoked weed one time, and I was like, I'm never talking to him again.
You're like, I still have the pledge, man.
yeah. But and then years later tried smoking myself, was quite fond of it actually at a certain stage, not anymore thankfully.
Yeah.
But I could like they perfectly encapsulated what it's actually like to smoke bifters with your mate. You know what I mean? Like
Bifters, I love that word.
But they've perfectly encapsulated it. Even like when he gets a wee bit paranoid, but he's still in good enough tune. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he's riding the wave, but he's alright. He thinks the dog's barking at him. The ceramic dog in the front when
Aye.
Neil Long comes in and sits beside him, and he's like wiping himself down, and all like. She's like, "You high?" He's like, "No."
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
he hears the dog like whimper. He's like, "What the fuck?" in his head. But it just they perfectly encapsulate what it's like, and even the wee time lapse they have with Smokey and Craig sitting at the front and Smokey shadow boxing and all. It's like,
yeah.
bro, you've just
Class.
that's the ubiquitous weed smoking fucking scenario. You know?
Unreal, like, yeah.
But I think that I just really enjoyed. I think just the film has everything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's the comedy is throughout, even in the bits that like even when they're getting shot at the very end.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, this is a very light-hearted shooting scene. Like, yeah.
Like, but they pull up and well, get onto the soundtrack as well if you want as well, because the soundtrack
100%.
is absolutely amazing. But when they pull up in the van and they're getting shot at with like an Uzi, right? And they run around the back. And Craig gives Smokey the gun,
Yeah.
and he's shooting it. He starts gyrating his hips. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
come on, you know what I mean? It's just so good. So
Classic.
I think no matter what's happening in the film,
Yeah.
there's always comedy sprinkled throughout it. So I love how it just doesn't take itself too seriously either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And that's exactly what makes it a stoner comedy, because if you watch it while you're stoned, you're not too scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right enough, yeah.
You're not too far away from a laugh.
Never
you know?
too much peril. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
even when they're like attempted murder going on, you're like, oh, look at him. Yeah.
The most serious bit in the film is probably whenever the Da is finds the gun that Craig has.
Yeah. Oh,
And he has that whole speech: "You win some, you lose some. Be
I
there to
love
fight
that
another
scene.
day." Unreal.
yeah. 'Cause
Unbelievable.
it was probably the only scene in the film that the dad wasn't played for comedy.
Yeah.
But it was kind of inserted into the film in such a way that you're not expecting it to be so heartfelt, that it just made it that so much better.
Yeah.
Where he's like, you don't need the gun, just put your jukes up. Like,
Yeah, put the jukes up. Yeah, but it catches you off guard. That's, you know what I mean. That's
Yeah.
great. It's absolutely great.
I literally had that in my notes, but I'm trying not to do this fucking, this shit here.
Yeah,
like
do your
we're,
thing, bro. It's all good. It's all good. I'm
but yeah, I've literally wrote down talk about the dad's speech here. Like,
Yeah.
Another thing actually would crack me up, and Aoife didn't even pick up on it. I don't know how she didn't. Like, but at the start when Craig's girlfriend rings him to give him shit because he was with someone in the club the night before or something.
Yeah.
But she's sitting next to a boy, passed
In
out
bed.
next to her in the
Yeah,
bed.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, unreal.
fucking just the subtle, and the fact they don't draw your attention to it, like,
Yeah.
it just makes it so much funnier. Like,
Yeah, and the thing is as well with the whole, like, obviously the very start of the film is, Craig gets sacked and, his head's wrecked and all the rest, and his dad calls him into the bathroom to get a job, and the dad's shiting, and he's like, I smelled your shit for 22 years. You can't smell mine for 5 minutes, right?
Unbelievable. Like,
And he tries to get him to be a dog catcher and all, whatever, but he tells Smokey he gets sacked. He's like, how you gonna get fired on your day off? Which I always thought it was so funny.
it was great.
But he's like, supervisor told me they got me on tape stealing boxes.
Yeah.
What you stealing boxes for? You're trying to build a clubhouse?
Yeah,
It's
that was a
fucking
great line, like-
unreal. But see, all them they're ingrained in my head. I haven't watched
Yeah.
this in ages. I meant to watch it last night. I was flat out. I got home late and I was like, fuck it. It's all in there. You know what I mean? I
and
was
here, I watched it last night, and you're doing better than me. Like,
but it's one of these. I've seen it so many times, and like I've rewinded bits so many times where I'm
Yeah.
like, I just love it. I just
Yeah.
love it so much. But what was I saying there about? The very story. Yeah, he basically, he gets sacked, and they're doing fuck all, and I just love the comfort it makes. Like years and years ago, I remember just feeling comfortable watching it, being like, sometimes sorry to just do fuck all with your mate. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%. Like, one thing I actually didn't pick up on watching, only noticed when I read the IMDb trivia, and you're probably gonna call me a fucking idiot for this. Like, the one of the opening shots is that crackhead fella walking with 2 boxes, like just down the street.
What do you call him? Ezel or something? But is it?
Yeah, one of the.
Oh, on the opening credit, or like on the kind of like opening montage almost.
Yeah. He's walking down the street with 2 boxes in his hand.
Right.
And that's the boxes that Craig's accused of being stolen, so it was him that stole the boxes. Like,
I didn't know that.
yeah,
That is unreal.
it's good, isn't it? Like,
Here. You blow my. I've got here. I'm not joking. I've got shivers. I swear to God, you've just given me goosebumps. That's mad.
unreal.
Here.
Yeah. Didn't pick up on that at all. I was reading the IMDb after and went, oh,
That is crazy.
Yeah.
But he's a great character as well, the crackhead.
Unreal, like, yeah.
Great character.
Hey everyone, Smokey's taking a shit.
Yeah. But he's like, I love when Smokey's reaction whenever he's taking the shit, and he's like, get the fuck out of here. You know? He's like, here, if you were taking a shit outside and there was a crackhead over there and he's doing your head in, you'd be like, get the fuck away when I'm taking a shit.
Yeah.
But he's a great character, but that's mad. You blow my mind there. I did not know. That makes everything complete sense, because
full circle.
I've
like,
never actually thought about. I just took it for granted that he just stole the boxes, or someone. You know what I mean? It doesn't. He was just mistakenly accused, but it makes complete sense that he stole the boxes. Like,
cool, like, isn't that?
yeah, but you have to think of even all these wee fringe characters, like even the likes of so the wee boy that knocks over the bins.
Yeah. Do you know? I've got that in my notes here as well. Do you know that's like that actor's like a big famous person now? Like, I was gonna ask you if you knew who it was.
No, but now that you say that, it kind of rings a bell a wee bit. But I don't know. I can't say I know, but I kind of feel like I've read something about this recently.
Hazard a guess? No. It's a tough one. You'll probably not get it.
The wee boy on the bike, like, that knocks over all the trash cans, and
and they chase him down and get him at the end and all.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna say no.
That's Josh Brolin.
From
No, sorry, it's not Josh Brolin.
who the fuck? I was gonna say, who the fuck is even Josh Brolin?
You know, your boy who plays Thanos, like, he's an old white man. Like, I was trying to trick you.
Yeah, you did. Josh Brolin. I was like, who the fuck is Josh Brolin?
I don't know. He's no one famous at all. Your man in the kicks with the bins. I guess.
Is he not? Oh, you just got me. Fuck's
Shite,
sake.
like.
Yeah, he's Thanos now, like, yeah.
Yeah, that's Thanos, actually.
Yeah, you click your fingers and half the bins in the world disappear. Get tipped over.
But you know, F. Gary Gray, the director, is in the film.
No, I didn't know that.
Can you have a guess? It's actually, he's got a line and all, like, this isn't a shit prank.
No. Fringe characters. Oh, it ain't even wet over here. Is he the caretaker?
Yeah, sweeping the shop. Like,
I did not know that, but I just had to lock in there for a minute.
Yeah, fucking well done, but
he's the one mopping the floor in the shop.
That's him. Yep.
Mad.
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah.
I love.
Very young for like.
I was gonna say
director. Like,
yeah. Well, I suppose it was his debut as well at the same time. But one of the other Fringe characters that I love, and I love the scene in general, and you know it's me and the poor girl, like, but Smokey's date that he gets, and he's like
Janet Jackson,
yeah,
like, yeah.
The line that I fucking love is he sets up with this date, he's ringing her off, which I love, that Smokey goes out to Craig's kitchen to use the house phone.
Yeah.
He's like, can I use the house phone?
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
Work away, you know. But bitch said you look like Janet Jackson. Jumped out the car looking more like Freddie Jackson.
Maybe it's Freddie Jackson, like.
What are the Jackson 5? Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. No, I had a good laugh at that. That scene's hilarious, but what really got me in that scene where Smokey's like, like he's raging, and then she takes her hat off and her hair's attached to the hat.
Yeah.
He's like, you bald!
But the thing the thing that makes that, even that bit where she takes is like a weave or something, whatever.
Yeah.
When she takes that off, he's like, he's trying to get her to go away subtly, and he's like, why don't you go grab yourself something to eat? I know you're hungry.
That's a great one, yeah.
When she takes the hat off, she goes, no, I already ate twice before I came.
Oh, that is so good. Like.
And he just cracks up, and it's so fucking funny. He's like, don't you ever come around here. You just say, get the fuck. Oh, but it's so good.
Chris Tucker is fucking unbelievable.
He is.
It's a shame he wasn't in more. Like,
I know.
The only thing, well, I'm sure he's in more than this, but the only thing I can think of is this, Rush Hour,
yeah,
and Fifth Element. Did you ever see Fifth Element?
I've never seen the Fifth Element, actually. No,
it's good. It's actually one I've watched recently. Do you know what it is?
No.
It's like a Bruce Willis sci-fi, and it's set in like the future. Fuck, I don't know. It's actually hard to describe what it's about.
Yeah.
But it's like a high concept sci-fi, and Chris Tucker plays like this radio DJ who is a fucking melt. It's just like Chris Tucker turned up to 11, like, you know.
Right.
But it's very good. Like, he's funny in it
and
as well,
he's really funny. Like, he really, like, his physical comedy, and he's so good, especially in Friday. Like, and I like throughout the film, as a callback to him smoking the angel dust with the two guys.
Yeah,
he's got the wee shoulder twitch going on the whole time.
I noticed it before it even explained it. I was like, why does he keep doing that with his shoulder? And then it shows
he's
his
just
flashback.
tweaking, like. And then Smokey's ma is another, like, there's actually they packed so many characters into this film.
Yeah,
if you think about it, like, even all the wee small, the fringe characters, like, there's so many of them, but they all have a valid place in the film. None of them are
there's no
disposable.
Like, what word I'm looking for? There's no fat that needs trimmed character wise. Like, yeah.
Smokey's ma, hilarious as well. Just sitting smoking fags, watching TV flat out. Like.
And the bit where she's like, "Go and get me cigarettes," and he's like, "Is this enough?" And she's like, "Make it enough." That's quality. Like,
yeah, make it enough. And oh god, it's so funny. But Smokey going mad at his ma, he's like, "Get up, clean the house, do something," you know. And she's sitting smoking fags. But unbelievable. I have written down here, actually, right? Do you know Terry Crews was a writer in this? Apparently.
Terry Crews, like buff Terry Crews.
Terry Crews is in, mad. But he actually is in Friday After Next.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Love Terry Crews.
Great. He's the landlord. So him and Craig and Dede are living in an apartment block or whatever. And is it next Friday or Friday After Next? I think it's Friday After Next. And she's the landlord. Terry Crews is the landlord's son. It's a whole thing. But it's great if you get a chance to watch next Friday or Friday After Next.
Yeah.
They actually do genuinely stand up against this. Like, obviously Friday is the classic and whatever, but they still work the story through beautifully, and it's there's the character progression on. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know Terry Crews was a writer in this here, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have? I suppose I'm asking you a question now. Do you have a favorite quote from it, or what's your favorite scene, or what's the scene that, like,
That's actually a very well-timed question, because I was going to say probably my favourite thing in the entire film, other than the dad, I think the dad's unbelievable, is every time Debo comes up and the fucking menacing music that comes with him, it's just him riding this tiny bike. Like, I love that. Every time I heard that music, I was pissing myself laughing.
Yeah.
Like,
and Debo's character's great.
Scary bastard.
Scary bastard. Like,
always knew him as the brother from Little Nicky. Did you ever see Little Nicky?
No.
So it's actually the only other thing I've seen John Witherspoon in, as well as Little Nicky.
Right.
And there's... So the plot of Little Nicky, it's one of Adam Sandler's stupidest films, where it's like he is the son of the devil, and he's got these two brothers, and they go up to Earth to run rampage, and he has to go up and bring them back. But your boy plays Debo. What's the fucking name? John List Jr.
If his nickname's actually Tiny.
Is it? Yeah, because it said that.
It said in the thing.
Yeah. So like he plays one of his brothers, and his brothers are like psychopaths in it. And then John Witherspoon plays like a street vendor that is stolen something off Adam Sandler's character. He's trying to get back, but his physical comedy in Little Nicky's unbelievable.
Great as well, is it? Yeah,
unreal. Yeah. Like, so like when he died, I was like, oh, like he was Little Nicky before he was Friday in my mind. Like I was like, that's the fucking guy from Little Nicky. Like,
yeah.
But so both of them were in Little Nicky, which is a weird one. Like, and which is it's one of those. It's a pure guilty pleasure film of mine. It's the stupidest shit you'll ever watch in your life.
Would you recommend it though?
I don't know if it stands up, like, because it's so fucking stupid. Like, it's, you know, when Adam Sandler, like, people say Adam Sandler just always plays like offensive impressions of disabled people, like, and that's one of the films he does it in.
Which,
like,
it makes sense. Or he's just playing an exaggerated version of himself. Maybe, I don't know.
Could be, like, it's some cast though. Like, it's like fucking Harvey Keitel. What do you call Risa Fans? Eyeball Paul from fucking
Class.
Kevin Perry. Class. And Harvey Dangerfield is in it as well. You know, like, you know, a comedian. What do you call him? It is Harvey Dangerfield, I think. He's like a 60s comedian, and No Respect, you know that guy.
Oh there. I do actually know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield. Harvey Dangerfield's a band, I think. But some cast, like,
but that's what I was saying. I don't know if I was saying this on or off her, but just like I started off by saying about me watching, like, I don't watch, like, even like Lord of the Rings. See, many times people say to me, like, have you seen this here? And I go, no. Like, recently I watched Reservoir Dogs, and I was like, fuck me, not a dog. And I was like, I'm not a drop of water either.
It's a good one though. Reservoir Dogs.
It is great.
What'd you think of it for your first watch?
I thought it was great.
Yeah,
I thought it was very, very good. It's Tarantino, was it?
Yeah, Tarantino. Yeah, and funny enough, full circle, this film Friday made it in the Tarantino's top 20 list of films made between 92 and 2009.
Oh,
yeah, so high praise from Tarantino.
Like, yeah.
He's always kind of been obsessed with like black culture and stuff.
Yeah.
From like, do you ever see? Do you know what code switching is?
Oh, I'm familiar with the phrase, but I'm not entirely sure.
It's essentially where you kind of change your mannerisms to suit who you're talking to.
Yeah.
But a lot of people in America are accused of doing it around black people. So there's a really cringe-worthy famous interview with Tarantino talking to like a black interviewer, and he's putting on this really black voice.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch.
Like, I feel weird even doing the impressions from this.
Yeah.
It's an impression, and that's the way I say it, right? That's the way they say it, so whatever, it's funny, right?
Yeah.
But I've heard of code switching before, and I know it makes complete sense, because I know I've definitely seen examples of that before, and especially for like Tarantino or like such a high profile people, it's like, bro, come on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think everyone's a wee bit guilty of it. Like
oh yeah,
I think I've probably turned up my Nuri a couple of notches in this room, like
100%.
But like in work, I'm a bit more like, I don't pronounce my T's as heavy. I'd be like butter.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But that's kind of what it is as well. And if we're going to tie back to comedy, I suppose as well, like when I do stand up, like if I'm in Belfast, I'm not, you know, as you said, butter and water and all that shit. I'm not doing that. But if I'm in a more of a culture place, I'll throw one out for the crack, like, you know.
Yeah.
And I done a gig, and I was in Malta there recently, and I done a gig over there.
Malta?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I just signed up for a gig and said fuck it, and then I was like, they speak English in Malta. It's like their second language, but like it's basically universally spoken.
What's their first language?
Maltese.
Right.
Imagine that. But
I didn't know that was a language.
Exactly. It's like a mixture of like Arabic, Italian, and like Spanish, I want to say, or something. But it's mad. It's a mad language. It's very Arabic. It's very a lot of Arabic influence. But I done a gig over there, and I had to do a whole new 5 minutes because I was like, these people don't know what a goujon is, you know. So I was like, I need to write a whole new 5 minutes. So I just wrote it.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I was delivering, I had to slow it way down, and then I was like, I was saying I'm over here on holiday, but I had to change the word to vacation because of just like all them wee tiny things you didn't even know.
Yeah.
So I think everyone is guilty of code switching, I suppose, as well. And it's kind of just to make the other person comfortable with you. Like, even I worked in a lot of service industry jobs. Like, and if I know like an older person comes in, you know, you speak proper, you're more polite.
Yeah.
The young fella comes in, oh, fine, what's crack?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So I think unanimously, I think everyone is guilty of it a wee bit. But a Tarantino, you know, speaking, what's the phrase? Ebonics? Is that
Never heard that. What's that?
Ebonics is basically like, you know, how let me think of an example. I think, like, you know how people say axe instead of ask.
Oh yeah.
So it's like black culture. I'm near
Yeah.
sure Ebonics. Now I very, very much hope that is not racist, but I
Cancelled.
I very much hope not. So I apologize if so, and I'll look it up and please bleep that if so. But but I think that's what the crack. But imagine Tarantino speaking, you know, like that is fucking insane.
Yeah.
But as you said, high praise from
Yeah.
from
Unreal.
Tarantino from Friday. Like,
Yeah. Can I actually, just because if I don't say it on the microphone, it'll bother me. Like, will you just please watch Lord of the Rings? Like,
yeah, I will tell a lie. I've seen it,
yeah,
but I haven't watched it.
I get that. Yeah, just on the background type job, was it?
I've been in the room when it's on.
Okay.
But I've never like watched it start to finish. Like Goodfellas, I've seen 3/4 of. I know.
Right.
See
Okay.
the amount.
So I can't say anything. Like,
No. But listen, no, I know people get so angry. I haven't seen the hits. Now, I've seen Shawshank Redemption and all, like, you know what I mean. But I want to watch more, but I can't. You know what it is? I need to find them myself. Because see, if someone recommends it to me, I'll just think of them the whole time. So
Fair
you
enough,
know what I mean?
Well, I did. Do you know the comedian John Maher?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did an episode of him.
Yeah, I'm
and,
sure John, I gigged with him there in December. Great lad.
He's a lovely fella. Like, he put it really nicely. I was saying about how people get angry at me for the stuff I haven't seen. He's like, you shouldn't get angry at someone. You should be glad that they get their first opportunity to watch the thing that you love so much. And I was like, man, you're like Buddha here. Like, that's genius.
That's
like,
a glass half full way of thinking there, isn't it? That is exactly, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's actually a great way to put it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about, because I've had so much, what's the word I'm looking for? Involuntary knowledge of this movie, or involuntary cultural significance of this movie. I just want to name the soundtrack for the folks at home, and even for you to listen to. Well, just some of the hits that I enjoy.
Yeah,
because they're still staples in my playlist to this day. Right?
Can I give you my favorite before?
I'm just about to ask you.
I don't even know the name of the tune because I used to listen to it flat out, but it's the tune when they first rock up to the shop. And it's definitely Dre rapping. Like,
it's the first one I have.
Is it? Yeah.
Dr. Dre, keep their heads ringing.
Yeah. Oh, what a banger! Like,
ring ding dong, ring ding ding dong,
ring a ding ding dong. Yeah, that's a tune, but yeah.
The female vocalist in that is unbelievable too, as well. In the full version here, great. So that's the first tune I have written down.
Yeah.
Arguably my favorite song as well. I've also got Cypress Hill, Roll It Up, Light It Up, Smoke It Up.
Unreal.
Class.
Yep.
Mac 10, Take a Hit.
Yep.
It's the one where he's like, whenever he first says, I know you don't smoke weed, I know this, but I'm gonna get you high today.
Yeah.
And that's, I think whenever they first start smoking, that's the song that plays. Mac 10, Take a Hit. And then the Isley Brothers, Trying to See Another Day, that is the intro song.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's just, what a beautiful song to introduce the vibe of the whole, the whole movie. Like, and then the last one is Rick James, Mary Jane.
Oh yeah, class.
That's whenever the compilation of the montage is playing of Smokey just shadowboxing, and unbelievable. But yeah, there's, like I'm saying, there's so much. Like, I've got a load of quotes and all written down here, but I'm not about to fucking do a load of quotes. But like, this film, for me anyway, is so important. I actually think, in a way, it's actually kind of shaped how I actually write, like, my own comedy in a weird way, because this is a film that I've watched so many times, and I think it just seeps into your subconscious whether you like it or not, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And even like, I've got jokes that are quite similar to, you know, how the setup and punchline is in some of these my favorite quotes and all as well. So I think probably my favourite film of all time, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because just when you asked, like, I'm like, the first thing that came to my head,
Yeah.
I didn't overthink it.
That's
I
good.
just went
though, like-
Friday, boom. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Class. Yeah. So if you had to come back in the podcast, what would your other film be?
So when you mentioned Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, I
Yeah.
was like, fuck, because that's it's rooted in nostalgia for me as well.
Yeah.
But in terms of favourite movie, like, that's what I'm saying, because I'm not a huge, like, movie watcher. Like, I would say I'm a huge movie fan, because any movie I like, it becomes my personality for a while.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, I'm kind of like that, and I don't know, I find it easy to, like, see through the lens of the characters or something. It's weird.
Yeah.
But
You might be able to look at it this way. Because you've seen less movies than most people, you're a bigger fan of the movies you have seen.
that's fuck me.
No.
Did John Maher
No.
tell you that telepathically? Did he? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. That's a good way to think about it as well. Actually, you're right. Other favorite movie, or even movie that I think would have as much of an impact on me, or I want to talk about as much. I actually don't know. Like,
Yeah.
all the movies that, again, probably actually going back to black culture. Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
I've never seen it. I need to watch it. Like,
It is unbelievable.
it's Wayne's Brothers, isn't it?
Wayne's Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should watch it. You should, because it's amazing. It's a parody film and whatever,
Aye.
but it is one that I remember watching over and over again years ago as well. Just, I love comedies. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm choosing to put something on,
Yeah.
I want to be laughing.
Yeah.
I don't want to choose to be sad.
Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah.
choose to be. You know what I mean?
I'm the same. Like, I see obviously like some of the greatest movies of all time are very sad films.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of them ones are the ones that I haven't seen because, like, have you ever heard of that film Grave of the Fireflies?
No.
It's an animated film by like a Japanese studio called Studio Ghibli.
I know Studio Ghibli. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like their film about World War II, and I've never seen it, but I don't know if Dan Freeman listens to this podcast, but shout out to you, Dan, if you do. He's constantly telling me on Instagram, have you watched that yet? Have you watched that? And I'm like, I just can't bring myself to watch it because it's meant to be really heartbreaking. Like,
Yeah.
And it's also meant to be a masterpiece, but I just can't fucking hit play on it. Like,
yeah,
you know?
and the thing is, it's kind of that thing of, like, coming back to the start where I was saying about cultural scarcity, like, because you can choose to watch anything. Like, years ago, if you were putting on Sky or whatever the fuck Freeview, like,
Yeah.
there was whatever film was on, that was just what you were watching. That was
Yeah,
just it was
yeah.
fate decided, and that was fine.
And if it was something good, you'd be like, yes!
Unbelievable. Yeah. And if it was something shite, you're like, well, you didn't know it was shite till you watched it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So it was
yeah.
kind of put in front of you, and that's fine. But now especially, I'm like, I want to watch a comedy because I just want to laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I could choose to be if I could choose to feel any emotion, it's elation.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think
So you're leaning towards Bill and Ted for that one then?
I don't think I would say Bill and Ted. I would probably go Don't Be a Menace to South Central. I probably would have to have a think about it to see what would be it would be a comedy.
Yeah.
It would definitely be a comedy. It would probably be also like a parody film or something as well, or
Yeah.
something lighthearted enough. But I don't know. I can't remember the last film I watched, which is mad.
That is mad.
Mad.
Yeah.
I just don't like. I'm more of a TV show man, maybe.
Yeah.
But even at that, don't watch. Have you ever watched Community?
Multiple times. One of my favourite shows of all time.
I think it's probably my favourite show of all time.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Only
love
because
it.
it's so. I went to TAC, right, for like 2 months.
Is
right?
it accurate? Yeah.
And I was like, imagine we all just had a paintball fight one day. You know what I mean? Like,
I used to be so obsessed with that I learnt the Spanish rap off by heart. Like, yeah.
can you give me it?
No, because I'll just cringe if I do it. Like, yeah.
Is this one discoteca or
Yeah.
biblioteca or something? What does he say?
Yeah, donde está la biblioteca, and then it goes on from there. I can't force myself
Yeah,
to
fair
do it.
enough.
I'm sorry.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, back in the day, I learned it off by heart just so I could try to be cool when I was drunk, and no one ever thinks you're cool after doing that. Like,
Yeah, he can rap he can rap in Spanish, about a fucking biblioteca. Is it discoteca or biblioteca?
Biblioteca, yeah. And here, tell me this: any podcast recommendations? Obviously, your own.
Well, yes, obviously.
Too Many Cooks.
Too Many Cooks. Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to me. That's mad.
By the time this comes out, you'll probably have like 8 episodes of that done. Like,
well, when do you reckon this will be out?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I need to learn how to edit video, and then we'll go from there. That's what I was saying. Like, because I always say to people, "Do you want to plug all your
Something?
gigs will be done by the time this is out?" Like,
well, here, if you need that, like, I don't know much about much, like, but if you need a hand with video editing, give me a shout, because
Yeah.
I do know kind of how and what to do. Like, I edit my own podcast, and
Yeah.
it's watchable in some sort of way.
Yeah.
So give me a shout if you need
Yeah.
if you need a hand or whatever.
Absolutely.
And there's like, see, when you do a couple, like, you just get the hang of it. It'll be quick, like. But
Yeah.
podcast recommendations, obviously Too Many Cooks, my own podcast, but just all the all the fucking local NI comedians
Yeah.
podcasts, like there's so many of them to go through. Like I mean,
Yeah.
just obviously you've got, you know, the big hitters, Tea With Me, Bomb Squad, all, you know,
Yeah.
Dexter and Yums. I mean, I fear I don't even want to list them in case I leave any out. Like they're all great,
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
genuinely, and yeah, they're all great. A podcast recommendation. I listen to the Blind Boy podcast. You listen to the
Yeah,
Blind Boy
it's
podcast.
good. Like, yeah.
I listen to the Huberman Lab sometimes. You know, Andrew
Oh yeah.
Huberman.
I know him. I actually fucking hate him. I can't stand
And that's
him.
100%
He's the
fair.
most boring cunt on the planet, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I think from a self-help perspective, not from a self-help perspective, sounds
A
a bit
health
wanky.
perspective, I
From
suppose.
a health
Yeah.
perspective, sometimes I go, like, he'll have a, like, I'm journaling at the minute, right?
Yeah.
Which sounds mad, right? But
I've done it before.
yeah, great, fucking great. But
Good for the head. Like.
go for the head. I know what it is. I'm sick of forgetting shit,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'll sometimes go, oh, sure, I bumped into Nell yesterday. Was that yesterday or was that last week? And I go,
Yeah.
how do I not know if that was yesterday or last week?
Yeah,
so
man.
I write at the end of the day what happened. It's nothing too mad. It's not fucking Dear Diary, am I going to be asked to homecoming and shit? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
I have such a crush on.
yeah, it's like, it's just what happened today, how I felt about it, and then close the book, closure.
Yeah.
That's the day done. See you later. And then I will remember the next day. I'll remember, oh fuck, sure, I remember writing that down yesterday. That was yesterday, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
But where was going
8
with that?
wanks
Yeah,
today.
yeah. Bump those numbers up. But, you know, be like,
There's
slow
a
down.
graph. Yeah. It's a bell curve.
Bell
end, sorry.
curve. That's but yeah. So Huberman Lab for like things they got to be like, oh, what here? I journaling's working for me.
Yeah.
But I want to hear from a science perspective, objectively speaking, why it's good, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's
even
cool.
like going to the gym flat, I don't want to hear what the crack is of creatine and whatever. But I do understand what you mean. It's not. It's an informational thing, and it's
Yeah.
not crack.
You see,
know what I mean?
I think the reason I hate him is it's actually, I don't hate him per se. I'm trying to be dramatic there. Like, it's more, the only time I've ever listened to him is when he's been on Two Birds One Cave multiple times. If you ever
Right.
listen to that,
Yeah, I've listened
and
to
I
it.
listen to that to have a bit of a laugh, and then he comes on and they're trying to have a laugh with him, and he's like, "It's actually pretty interesting. There's a part of your brain that," and I'm like, "Shut the fuck up!"
Shut the
Like,
fuck
you know,
up, bro. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
driving to work here. I want a bit of crack. I don't want to
Yeah.
hear about my fucking lobes. Like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right there, 100%. It depends on context, I suppose. Like, but in terms of other podcasts, I actually don't know. I know what it is. I like don't listen to as many podcasts as I once did,
Yeah.
only because I'm just. I suppose I'm doing a lot of comedy in the sphere and all of that now, and it's kind of just
Yeah.
kind of I've removed myself from it a wee bit. Obviously, still
Inside baseball now, like, is it?
yeah, I suppose kind of like but I still do listen to the podcast here, don't get me wrong, like
Mm.
I'm, you know, I love an episode of, you know, insert podcast here as much as the next guy.
Yeah.
But it's just a timing thing. I'm just really just depends. I'll stick them on in the background when I'm working and stuff, but it used to be all in, like listen to every word kind of thing, whereas now I'm trying to build my own sort of
Yeah.
quote unquote brand or whatever the fuck you want to say, you know.
Yeah.
And obviously doing my own podcast, it takes so long to edit, and like when I'm editing, I can't listen to music because I need to listen for cues.
You
and
have
stuff,
to be
you know what I
locked
mean?
in,
Need to be
like,
locked
yeah.
in. But
when you were talking about editing earlier on, and you're saying it took you 10 hours, and as soon as you said you're in a state of flow, I was like, this guy listens to Blind Boy. Like,
oh yeah, 100%.
straight away,
yeah,
like,
100%. Blind, I genuinely, I think actually favorite overall podcast is the
Yeah.
Blind Boy podcast, 100%.
Yeah, he's great.
Have
Like,
you been listening to it from the start?
no, I have so many episodes, like, because I listen to so many podcasts. There's no podcast I've ever listened to and gone, I'm going to listen to all of them.
All them,
I just
yeah.
pick it up as it goes.
What I like about Blind Boy is it's not really chronological. Now there's he says in the podcast, every episode basically it's important to listen
to the lore of
to
the
the lore of the podcast
yeah.
and whatever. I'll go back to the start. But I think it's in episode 2 or 3. Like so I bought his first book, The Gospel According to Blind Boy.
Yeah.
And I was a huge fan for years, obviously from the Horse Outside days and whatever. And then I remember listening to like Bags of Glue, and then he had a song called Hash Party years ago, even even before the album series about men.
You didn't see him in the Duke back in the day, did you?
No, did you?
The Rubber Bandits played in the Duke. It was unbelievable. Like,
Man, that
Yeah.
would have been unreal.
yeah, it was class. Like,
2015
or something, I think it was.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I went to his book reading.
years ago.
Oh, scary.
Oh,
I
book
went to
reading.
his book reading
Where
in,
was that?
in Dublin, O'Connell Street.
Class.
In Easton's O'Connell Street.
Did you get a sign and all? Did you meet him?
Got it signed and all, yeah. So my favourite, me and one of the boys were meant to go down, and he couldn't make it out of work or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just went down by myself, and this is in my weed smoking days, and I remember just like going down, had a wee one outside and all, no problem. Went in, met him. I went in, sat right at the only seat available was right at the front. He was like media away, and I'm just sitting there going, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, I'm paranoid. And then I had 2 books, and the guys beside me were like, "Fuck me, you like the you must like the book." And I was like, "Oh man," I was trying to explain. No, my head was wrecked.
Yeah.
But my favorite bit of one of his songs is from the song Willie O'D.
Yeah.
Where he meets, you know, the local Limerick councillor Willie O'D, and he's trying to sell him hash and all. But he says, Willie O'D in the background says, "I'll give you free hash if you do me a favour," right? And I just love that. Me and my mate love that. Shout out Aaron. And I just got him to write that in my book. Like, nice. "I'll give you free hash if you do me a favour." And he asked me to roll him a rollie, and then I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it now." And some girl was like, "No, I've got one here." And I was like, "Fuck."
Oh, you bitch.
I was like, I want the story. He asked me, I want the story that I rolled Blind Boy a rollie. Like, you know what I mean?
Stupid things that got so annoying. Like,
yeah, really annoying. Obviously, listen, she came prepared. You know what I mean? But fuck. But Blind Boy podcast is definitely my favourite podcast.
Yeah.
It's the perfect balance of educational, self-help, comedy, and just escapism. Like,
yeah, I really like his hot takes. They're mind blowing at times. Like, there's an episode which probably the one if I ever tell people you should listen to it, I always say listen to the episode about how the IRA invented the submarine.
Class,
unbelievable,
unreal.
Like, yeah,
it's after like bread, like the sub bread or something like that as well.
The bread's named after the vehicle, because there was like a man selling these Italian sandwiches next to where they were developing the first submarine. He's like, submarine sandwiches. Blind Boy does a better justification of that story than I do. Like,
but that's kind of the whole thing as well. Where like if you just say, you know, one of those hot takes was like, he was walking around Limerick. He was doing a podcast, like, obviously like just walking around Limerick.
It was a few weeks ago, wasn't it?
Recently, and he had a hot take that I can't remember exactly what it is. I'm not going to just do it any justice, but it's basically something like this wall in Limerick ended up like inventing Biggie Smalls or something mad. It was something mad, like that I can't even know. It was so mad and so left field that I can't even remember.
Yeah.
But see, when he explained it, I was like, he's right. You know, it's like, but I just love how his mind works. Like, it's fucking insane. Like, but the Blind Boy podcast is probably my favorite. One of my favorite episodes is the one where he's talking about transactional analysis, like from a psychology standpoint. So like you've got parent, child, adult, like all in your brain, and like it's just about like how people interact with each other. And like if I say to you, I don't know, I can't justify it, but basically I remember him doing that podcast. It was like a mental health podcast, and I remember like literally in work, when I worked in an office fucking years ago, taking my earphones out and being like, oh my god, that's changed my life. Like,
that's great. Like,
but like, I was like, oh my god, I do that. You know, you always think you're right and justified, and then you go, actually, when that person said that to me, I assumed the role of a child and I felt helpless and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? And I was going, what the fuck? But he does this while making you laugh.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
So it's like, mad. It's fucking mad.
Genius.
So, probably my favourite podcast, in fairness. Like,
yeah, good stuff.
That and Bad Movie Buff, of course.
Yeah. And Too Many Cooks. But yeah, I think that's us. But thank you so much. Is there anything else? Any other wee things you want to talk about or anything?
No, I don't think so, man. No. I mean, I don't think so. I could go on about Friday for fucking the longest time.
Till next Friday, yeah?
I could go on about Friday till Saturday, right? But
we're actually recording this on a Friday. It's nice, isn't it?
There we go, actually. Yeah, there we go. And here we'll do it again next Friday. That's another sequel joke. But and here maybe the Friday after next. Yeah. But genuinely, 100%, folks, watch Friday. If you haven't watched it, genuinely watch it, and you know, be like me and think of me while you're watching it. Yeah. But in terms of anything to plug,
Soupy loves this bit.
Yeah. And here, you know what it is? You mightn't even need to think what I'm thinking whenever I was watching that certain bit, because I've already done every single fucking impression possible in the whole thing.
Yeah.
But in terms of anything to plug, Too Many Cooks, you can get it on Spotify, YouTube. Yeah. Follow me on Instagram, and you know, TikTok, all that good stuff. It's at Soupy Stephen. That's SOUPYSTEPHEN. Had to remember how to spell my own name there.
Yeah.
That's all to plug. Like, I'm gigging. I'm a stand-up comedian. I gig all over the shop. Fucking, I'm in Maharata tomorrow night, for example, etc., etc. Yeah, you know yourself. Just.
Do you know what? This is actually probably something I should ask you off mic, but I'll probably forget by the time I hit stop record here. This is the second time we've met. So the first time was outside the town hall.
Yep.
For Leanne and Darren's comedy night, which is fucking belter of a night.
Amazing. Yep.
Most hungover I've ever been in my life. And I think by the time I met you, it was just coming round a wee bit. But you introduced me to one of your mates, and I remember this cunt's got the coolest name I've ever heard in my life. What was it again?
Yes, Sedanta.
What the fuck? That's
Unreal.
the coolest name I've ever
Class,
heard.
isn't it? And he actually has a nickname, Tanta.
Oh, because I remember when he said that, I thought he was like joking, and I was like, oh, and then it's kind of like looking to see if, and then
Anyone's reaction?
you went, no, what's his name? And I was like, unreal.
Yeah, unreal. Yeah.
But here, we'll call it there. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you very much
You're
for having
welcome
me,
back
man.
anytime.
Yes, I appreciate it, man. You're welcome on to Too Many Cooks as well.
Stop this.